welcome or welcome back. Long time no talk. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I have uploaded, but I really wanted to take a moment and think about what I really want to be putting out on the internet, and I've decided that these weekly vlogs are the most fun for me to film, so that's what I'm going to keep doing. And it's kind of a hodgepodge of a week in my life and a writing vlog all kind of tied in together. But my name's Albie. Welcome if you're new, and let's just get right into the video. It is bright and early on a Monday, although the sun is not coming out at all for me today, so the lighting's probably going to be a little wonky in this video, such as the time of year. But yeah, it's bright and early on a Monday. I'm going to work my 8 hours, and then I'm going to get back with you guys after my day job is done so that we can get to writing. So a quick catch up regarding my books and where I'm at and what I'm doing, what the plan is. So when we last talked, I think I was at like 70% done with my romance book. I am tabling that for now and working on something that I'm calling Project Redemption, which is the revision process and the next draft process of my original book, the very first one that I wrote as an adult, like almost 4 years ago now, that I had tabled for a while. I needed to get some space from it. I had gone through a pretty negative editing process with it, and quite honestly, part of that's my fault because I just didn't understand publishing, and I didn't understand the order of which things needed to happen. I didn't understand, I got caught up with all these people saying, oh, I only write like 1 or 2 drafts and then I publish my book. That's not how I write. I write many drafts, as I have since learned. And so this process it's gonna be lengthy, it's gonna be involved, but I'm ready for it. I tabled that book specifically to get this perspective, to work on my craft and to distance myself from the characters to see, is this still something I want to pursue even after everything that happened with it? And the answer is yes. I'm still in love with the characters, I'm still in love with the plot. Does it need a lot of work? Yeah, buddy. You best believe it needs a whole lot of work, but we'll get there. And so yeah, that's what's going to be involved in Project Redemption, and that's what I'm going to be working on now. I will eventually go back to my romance book, but again, in similar fashion, I'm just getting a little bit of perspective by stepping away from it for a little while to work on this other project. They're so different. Yes, they both have romance in them, but my romantasy is very high fantasy romantasy, like heavy on the fantasy part, and so they're just nothing at all alike. So it's pretty easy for me, I feel like, to shut one down and to pick up on the other without like the worlds getting wishy-washy between each other or anything like that. So yeah, that's the plan, and that's what I'm going to get started working on right now. I've got 2 chapters that I've already completed. As far as my next like revision, I'm sure I'll revise them again at some point, but for this draft that we're working on right now, 2 chapters in, we're stuck on the 3rd chapter. It's looking like it's going to be a total rewrite, which is fine, but yeah, I'm excited. I can't tell you how much I am attached to these characters, and I'm excited to have them in my life again. All right, here is the office setup, at least for writing, that is. Now let me turn you around. I don't think I've ever had you guys in my office since I've moved around. All right, and so now here we are. You guys are on my desk. I am gonna get to writing. I really gotta be honest, and I don't really want to do this, but I'm just in like a sour mood because I stayed on late for work, as I always do on Mondays, and then the people that I stay on to talk to, who are in another country, didn't show up for our call. And it's like fine, because it's one less call for me to take, and I get off a little bit earlier, but it's also like, oh my God, I literally stayed on late for you, and now here we are. But I digress. It is time to get writing. I'm gonna make myself do at least 1 sprint because my only other options are to clean the kitchen or do my workout, and I don't really want to do either of those either. I really just want to lay in bed and watch YouTube, but I've been doing way too much of that recently, and so it's time to get back on the grind and get to writing. So as always, I have my trusty timer, 45. Now let's get writing. I am having the hardest time with this rewrite on this particular chapter because what I decide to do in this chapter is gonna make like the biggest impact to the rest of the story, and I just don't know what direction to take it in, and I've already changed it twice. So I just am like completely stuck here. So I think I may just pick a random chapter and just kind of work on it. I don't know, that doesn't really seem like a great use of my time either, but I'm just stuck, man. I don't know what to do here. I don't know if it makes sense to, it's like this big part of the story. I don't know if it makes sense to be in the story or if I should take it out. I don't know. Finally, that was the longest 45 minutes of my life, but I did get through an entire chapter, and it was not a total rewrite like I thought it was. I still think it's gonna need tweaking, but for this draft, I think it's good enough. I haven't quite decided what the change would be, so I'm sticking with what I have for now, and I just polished it a little bit. But yeah, now it's time to do the inevitable and clean the kitchen. I really don't want to do that, but alas, here we go. Don't you judge me and my Hillary Clinton hair. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because I already know I don't need to hear it, okay? We're just gonna move on from it. But I digress. Today was an excellent Monday. This is why I love filming like week in my life type of vlogs, because it holds me accountable to actually doing something after work as opposed to just scrolling on Instagram or watching YouTube videos until it's time for bed, which I most often do if I'm not filming. I certainly have been doing for the last few weeks, but I was very excited, got to clean my kitchen. I actually did my full lower body workout, which I haven't done in months, and then actually revised an entire chapter. So I'd say it was a very successful Monday, but I just thought that I would check in, say goodnight, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning to go to work. To say I don't want to be awake right now is an understatement. It is like 30 minutes past when I was supposed to leave for work, and I'm just now putting on my makeup. So yesterday was great, but I'm really not sure about today. To be honest, I think it is highly unlikely I get any writing done when I'm off work today, because I have another 5 o'clock call with another country, but what's a girl to do? Ugh, she's like a whole new person. The good news is that I can kind of work whatever hours I want, so being late isn't the end of the world. It's just annoying because it means that my after work schedule is yet again a little wonky. Oh, and I can hear my computer blowing up in the background. Y'all, it is 6:30 in the morning my time. 6:30 in the morning. I don't understand. What could you possibly need from me right now? I feel like nothing. I feel like there's nothing they can need from me at this hour. Also, I was planning on waking up and actually styling my hair. Like, I blew it out and it's crazy looking. I don't have the time. So we're just gonna have to be crazy looking, and that's just gonna have to be good enough. I always feel better when I actually put on my makeup and like take the time to do it, but I am so lazy. So lazy. All right, well, Hillary Clinton hair is going on the road today because there's nothing I can do about it. It's just, it's gonna have to work. That was maybe the fastest I've ever actually gotten my makeup put together, which is amazing considering that I'm filming it, but regardless, I'm gonna now just hurry up and hustle to get out the door, and I will see you guys after work, hopefully for a writing sprint. We'll see if I can muster up the courage to just knock it out and get it done, but have a good day. All right, it is now the evening. I have returned home and have finally signed off work. It is a little bit past 6 p.m. and I am just simply too tired to write, so nothing to report for today in terms of writing. I did, however, make another big dent in listening to A Little Life, and I've decided that I'm going to take a break from it because it is genuinely depressing me. That is such a well-written book that is so painfully sad that I need a break. Like, I need a break or this book is gonna take me out. Like, that is just such a sad, sad story. And I see influencers and people talking about it, and I genuinely don't think that they're reading it, because they don't at all do it justice when they say, oh, it's a sad book. Like, I think they heard that from someone else, but they didn't actually read it, because it is not just sad. It is tragic. It is devastating. It is depressing to read. So I'm going to just take a step back, maybe listen to something a little bit happier, or at least just a little bit more playful, not as deep, because honestly, that book right after Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow was like the worst idea I've ever had. That's like two kind of disappointing, like kind of sad books back to back. And not that A Little Life is disappointing in the way that Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow was, for me at least, but it's just, it's so much worse in terms of sadness than what I thought it was, because I heard people just being like, it's a sad book. It's not. It's devastating. So I digress. I'm gonna move on from it now, because I could talk about how sad it is for hours, I think, at this point, because quite honestly, it's a 23-hour audiobook. I've been listening to it for hours. But yeah, I'm gonna look for something a little bit happier. I'll let you know if I find anything good. And if you have any suggestions, leave them down below in the comments, please, because I'd love to hear what you recommend, either audiobook or just in general, like a light, fun read. I read all genres, but I'll be honest, when I'm thinking light and fun, I'm thinking romance most of the time. But I'm open to any suggestions, so leave them down below. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna pretty much call it a night. I think tonight is gonna be maybe a Netflix and sleep very early kind of night. I've already made dinner, and and by make dinner, I mean heat it up in the microwave. So I've already kind of done everything I need to do, and I managed not to destroy my house in the process. So there's no cleaning that needs to be done. There's really nothing for me to show you guys. So I'm just gonna call it here and see you guys tomorrow, hopefully for a more productive day. I keep trying to film to say good morning and happy Wednesday, and there keeps being sirens going by, but again, that's just part of living downtown, and the weather's just too nice for me to not have the windows open. So alas, here we are. It is again Wednesday. I'm working from home. I've already had 2 calls this morning and I'm just over it, but we still have like 7 hours worth of work to do. So I'm gonna quickly make some breakfast and knock out the rest of my work day, and then touch base with you guys at the end of the day for some writing sprints, at least one. I know I can get one done today. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, even with my little afternoon matcha latte pick-me-up, I am not in the mindset, headspace, whatever. The vibes are not vibing for writing right now in the slightest. So I'm gonna try to listen to my body, and I actually think I may like lay down and legitimately maybe take like the shortest of short naps and see if that helps. Cause I'm like so tired, I feel like I might be getting sick, which would suck because I just got over being sick. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to at least get my workout in, and I need to get some energy before I can do that. So I think I'm going to, even though it's 2 days in a row of not writing, I think I'm going to roll this into tomorrow for some more writing, because I don't want to lie to you guys, and I don't want to write right now. So it is what it is. So it is now the next day and the evening. At not 5 minutes after I filmed that last clip, I got in bed for like 2 hours, and then woke up, made dinner, ate dinner, cleaned the kitchen, and went right back to bed. Didn't even make it to hair wash. Like, it was just a whole night. I don't know what the deal was, but I think I just needed some sleep. So I got that. Today's been much better. I went into the office bright and early. I was not late, although I did not film anything this morning because I was just out of it. It was very, very early, like 5 a.m. early. So I am now back home. I am about to wrap up all of my work calls for the evening and then get to writing. I had some character thoughts on some of my coffee breaks today while I was at the office. And I need to actually like write them down now because I can't while I'm at work. So now it's like I have to hope that my brain holds on to the idea until I get home and have the time to sit down at my laptop and type everything out. So I'm gonna get to working on that. I don't think I'm gonna do a sprint because honestly I'm feeling pretty good, but I don't feel the need to have the timer going. So I'm gonna just roll right into working on that and then probably get ready for bed, and that'll be my night. Okay, we're sat in the same spot, but the hair is getting progressively worse with every take, so hold on. It's just not my hair week, okay? I don't know what else to tell you. It's just not my hair week. But, so I just got through my writing sprint, not a sprint, no timer, whatever. Spent about an hour working on a chapter. Unfortunately, I hate to report that it was the same chapter that I worked on Monday because I just couldn't leave it alone. And I have decided, I have gone back on what I originally said and have decided to do a full rewrite of that chapter. Yes, I have. I don't know why I am the way that I am, but I got to work on that. I probably am like a third of the way through, and so I'm hoping to wrap it up tomorrow. So long as I have no other epiphanies about what needs to happen. But who knows, by tomorrow morning, I could have very well changed my mind and gone back to the original chapter. We just don't know what my brain's gonna decide on. So this is, I feel like, been a very hectic, kind of just weird week in general. Well, I don't even wanna say that because my weeks are kind of always like this, which means they're always weird, but I digress, whatever. I'm going to bed now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and yeah. Hello, good morning. It is almost the afternoon. It has just been a crazy, wild Friday for me at work. What's new? That seems to be the theme this week, is that work is just kind of out of control. I am hoping to get off with enough time to both have a nice walk outside in the sun before it goes down and to get a little bit of writing done. I would love to finish up this chapter rewrite that I've been working on since Monday now, but I'll be honest, I think there's a slim chance of it being fully done, which is fine because I plan on both writing and vlogging over the weekend, so I will capture all that then. But I've just come to realize that there are some weeks that are like this week where you barely make it through a chapter, if at all, and that's just got to be okay because I got a demanding full-time job and I've got goals on the side and I've got to make them both fit. But some weeks, you know, it's never a 50-50. Some weeks it's a 90-10 like this week. And other weeks work is not so bad and I have more brain power and energy at the end of the day and I'm able to do more. So I will check back in with you guys when I am off work later on this afternoon and see where we're at. Okay, so I got a little stressed, a little anxious while working, and decided to completely rearrange my living room. So I flipped the TV and the chairs. Originally they were opposite, and I did this for a couple of reasons, but mostly because my aunt's coming for Christmas and I wanted to have like the two chairs set up because I don't have a sofa because my apartment is like so small that like, and even if I did have a sofa, it would really be like a one-person sofa. So this just makes more sense when I do have guests. And like those chairs were like, I think $160 for like the pair of them from IKEA. And while I will never buy cream furniture again, not with a black dog, no way. But they've worked out really well and they're like deep enough and wide enough to where even I can sit like cross-legged in them. So they're still comfortable enough to work while I'm still in this space, and I don't want to like buy an apartment size sofa. But I just thought that I would share that with you guys because that's kind of just how my day is going. I get anxious with work sometimes and I just have to do something like a little bit physical. Like sometimes I'll do push-ups, sometimes I will like just go for a walk around the block with my dog, or in this case I just literally She-Hulk moved all this furniture. It took me like less than 10 minutes max, like maybe 15 with the vacuum, like so easy. I had to get it out of my system. It's like I predicted earlier, it's going to be a long evening of work, even though it's a Friday. So yeah, just had to get it done. Hi, hello. It is now 5 o'clock on Friday. I am finally done with work. I'm free for the weekend. I am gonna get to editing this video. I'm not even gonna play with you guys and act like I'm gonna write because I'm not. I just know that I'm not. This has been a bit of a bust when it comes to the writing vlog portion of this. I haven't really made much forward momentum. In my mind I've got a lot of things sorted out, but just actually like pen to paper, so to speak, hasn't been going so well. And I know all the reasons why. It's just been a stressful week at work, and when my brain is stressed after work, it's really hard to write. So hopefully we'll get some better writing content over the weekend. I do intend to continue to vlog into the weekend. So like and subscribe if you are enjoying any of the content. Lets me know, and yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one.